Okay. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to KDRTV Live show coming up from Minneapolis, Minnesota, North America. So delighted to have on the show one of the biggest celebrities in town, Nana Kwamboka, popularly known as EDIVA, joining us live from Nairobi, Kenya. It's been great today having conversations with friends in Nairobi. Just finished a conversation with real estate gurus, Optivin real estate from Nairobi. So we're going to get into a conversation talking about community relations, particularly how the KISII community in Kenya works in partnership with the KISII diasporans and friends of KISII. So we're going to start here very shortly. And I want to introduce Nana. Hey, Nana, how are you?
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
I have to start by saying you look shiny, you look great.
I am just a typical KISII girl. Thank you.
So before we start the conversation, I'm going to give you a quick minute to introduce yourself to our viewers watching from across the country here in the United States, from all the states. We have friends watching from Europe. We have a lot of friends watching from Kenya right now, and obviously KISIs, non-KISIs, and friends of Kenya who are watching the show, and they've been anxiously waiting for you. So quickly, in 1 minute, introduce yourself to our viewers, please.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. My name is Nancy Kwamboka. I am known to many and my fans as Nana. I am a journalist by profession, currently heading a radio station in Nairobi, Kenya here, a station owned by Royal Media Services by the name Egesa FM. It's a station that broadcasts in KISII 24/7. Yes.
Thank you, Nana. So for viewers, obviously, if you have any questions for Nana, feel free to log on to facebook.com/KDRTV World News right there. Like us, and then you can also post a question. We'll have those questions for Nana later. Also, if you're following us on YouTube as well, go to YouTube, KDRTV World News, and then there also subscribe. At the same time, feel free to make a comment or post a question, and we'll be able to pass those over to Nana later in the program. And if you're following us on Twitter, go to our Twitter handle at KDRTV Twitter, and then others as well. Do follow us and post questions if you will. But in a moment, we're going to have a casual conversation with Nana. And for viewers who may not necessarily understand Swahili or KISII, please apologies in advance if we once in a while switch to KISII language, because we also want to make sure that the message reaches to those ones who are not able to speak English. So we apologize on that and that in advance. And if you're watching your friend or a friend who does not understand KISII, please as well feel free to translate that. But again, Nana, let me say that it's an absolute pleasure and honor having you on the show. And before we go further, I also personally want to, on behalf of KDRTV, I want to appreciate the great work you guys are doing at Egesa FM. I think because of your good work, you really mentioned our community is doing great, and I think that's a great platform from which we can continue to work and build strong relations. So from us again here on KDRTV, thank you so much. Just know that we do appreciate you. So let's begin. Before we go to the conversation about Mwenyegitinge, which is a family affair, by the way, it's all about family, so we'll be talking about that in a moment. We are living in interesting times. Coronavirus. Usually during the summer, I travel home, but unfortunately, I was not able to travel, and most people also have not been able to travel. And I so badly miss home. I miss nyama choma, I miss matoke, I miss all those things. And people watching across the country are very jealousy. Can you please make us more jealousy? What are we missing?
It's that time. The summer bunny time is just about to begin, but you guys are going to miss out so big, so badly. But because of coronavirus, there is nothing you can do. There is nothing we can do about it. We just thank God for the gift of life. We thank God for the gift of friendship. We thank God for the gift of families. And we thank God that He brought social media. Now, families are able to interact through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through Twitter, and so many other platforms that have managed to make the world so small. So we are so grateful. In as much as you guys will not be able to come home as you may want, but we thank God for the platforms that He has given us to interact and to catch up.
Look, I work from home. Since April, I've pretty much been at home. I hardly go outside. Nowadays, I go out and I kind of get scared. Are you guys at Egesa FM? Are you still working from home? Are you making use of technology?
Partly we are working from home, partly we are working from the office. So it depends on the departments that we are attached to. If you are in the commercial department, you work from home because you are able to interact with your clients online, do your booking online. And if you work for radio production, you just have to go to work. If you are an on-air presenter or continuity presenter, as we are known, some of us are working from the studio and some are working from home. So it's both. And still we thank God.
Thank you. On that note as well, I'm going to take an opportunity, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of a majority of Kenyans in diaspora, who say, in as much as we miss home, we love you, everybody watching in Kenya. We also want to make sure that we emphasize, please take care of yourselves, follow all the precautions, social distance as much as possible, because for real, this thing is real. A lot of people have lost lives, and we want to make sure that we minimize that as much as possible, and that's why we're having this platform. So those all over Africa, and particularly in Kenya, please be careful, take care of yourself. We love you and want to make sure that we see you the next day. So let's get to the discussion, Nana. So I know there are a lot of followers of Egesa FM here in the United States and obviously around the world. I'll tell you this, my parents who live here, they stay in the basement, and morning to evening, they listen to Egesa. They don't even care about CNN or Fox News and these news channels here. So they do follow you very closely. For our viewers who are unfamiliar with Egesa FM, take a minute or so to explain to us, what is Egesa, what is the mission and vision?
As I introduced myself, I earlier noted that Egesa FM is a radio station that broadcasts in KISII 24 hours. We broadcast in KISII. It's a station that is owned by Royal Media Services Limited. It's a sister station to Citizen TV, Citizen Radio, Inoro FM, Inoro TV, and we have Musi FM broadcasting in Kamba. We have Muga broadcasting in Ameru. We have Wimwaru broadcasting in Embu. We have Ramogi FM in Doluo, Egesa, Ekegusi, Inoro, Kikuyu. Yeah, and we have two Swahili stations. One called Bahari FM for the coast audience, and we have our national station, Radio Citizen. And two TV stations, Citizen TV and Inoro TV. Yeah. So the main, let me not call it a mission or a vision, but Egesa FM purely came up to target the KISII audience. Remember those days when we used to have a station that could only broadcast in KISII, say in the morning. You remember those days? Only in the morning, for a few minutes, you could get to tune into a KISII station. That was KBC. The days of Kina Alischai and Beatrice Nyambunde. And then afterwards now, Royal Media brought now a 24-hour station that our people could tune in and listen to their favorite music and listen to broadcast in KISII purely. So that's how this station came up, to just give our people an opportunity to share, to learn our diverse culture, to interact, to get to sample our music, because we have great musicians and we have great talented young people out here who are producing very good programs. They're coming up with very good content. And I must say that we are doing well as a community in terms of entertainment.
Okay, so thank you, and I think that's why we are honored to have you on the show, because I think maybe for those ones who are viewing this as from Kenya may not know this, is that we do miss a lot of what's happening in Kenya, but thanks to what you guys do, we are really very much connected with what you're doing at home. So for our viewers, again, I know Nana is a celebrity. You have a lot of followers across the country. As soon as we put our flyer outside, everybody's texting us and they have a lot of questions for you. So if you have any question for Nana, please Go on Facebook on that comment. Make sure you put your question there. She'll be able to answer those questions at the end of the show. And make sure the questions are very short and sweet and to the point so that we'll have enough time. And bear in mind that she's in Kenya. She should be getting to bed momentarily, so we respect our time as well. So, Nana, I know you follow a lot what's happening in the U.S. In the last few weeks, we had the Mwenyegetinge elections here in the U.S., and I know you're a great follower, and thank you so much for passing the word on our behalf. So what were your thoughts? And more specifically, I'm interested in your thoughts on, we obviously elected a female as president of the organization, and she'll be taking over officially today. What are your thoughts about that going forward for both men and women of our community?
Okay, people are going to pass around here, so don't worry. The elections that you did were great. Personally, I've been following Mwenyegetinge since time in the, like 10 years or so. I've known about this organization called Mwenyegetinge USA. Actually, there is a time I was invited to attend a function that was organized by Mwenyegetinge USA, but I was not able to make it there, but my colleague did attend. So I have known about it for quite a long time. And recently, when you guys were conducting the elections, I saw my friend and sister Hulda vying for the president's seat, and I was happy about it because, you know, nowadays women have come out so strong, and we've got to understand that we have what it takes to be leaders. And I was happy. I supported Hulda. Actually, we even hosted her on Egesa FM. My colleague Sorobi hosted her, and she spoke so well. And I am happy that she was elected president of Mwenyegetinge USA. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. Sikusikii kabisa kabisa. Sikusikii.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, what happened? I can hear you now.
You see, the good news that you work in the studio, you understand the technical part of it. Once you run the shows for a long time, and then this thing, the battery, sometimes you forget to do, and that's what happened. But now we should be okay. And I apologize that, and to our viewers as well, we make apologies. So, Nana, you were talking
Yes.
about the significance of Mwenyegetinge elections. I want you to talk about what do you think of the men, especially the KISII men, making the decision to elect their first female president?
That's bold. It means now our men believe in women. Our men believe in women leaders and leadership, yeah, by women. Because remember, Ukari, at home, your wife is the keeper, yeah. She's the one who does quite a lot of things in your home, keeping the house in order, keeping everything in order, the kids, even yourself. So you realize that women do a lot, and women have what it takes to take leadership positions, like what our sister has now. She's the president of Mwanyagetinge USA. And I'm happy that our men have now seen that women can lead, and actually that women are capable of taking them to where they want to be taken to. So I have faith in our sister. I believe that she's going to lead so well. She's going to unite our people, because that is one of the agendas of Mwanyagetinge USA, to unite Abagusi in America, to bring them together so that we can share how we can develop ourselves and even our families back home. So I'm glad. Congratulations to our men for doing that.
Oh, you have no idea how men are so happy about that. I've talked to a lot of men, and all they're telling me, look, we the KISII men can do it. We are the first ones to elect a female president, even before Joe Biden decided to appoint a woman as running mate. So I think it's a huge plus to our men and our women. Obviously, thank you for doing that, and we will give you every support possible to make sure that we move forward our community. So, Nana, okay, are you still there?
Yes,
Okay.
I was trying to refer to back home here, where, before we had these women representative seats, remember before, even in Gusiland, we have never elected a female to head any seat, be it constituency, like even ward representative. Rarely, we have very few chiefs who are women, and I think we have never believed that, or even had faith in a woman when it comes to political seats. But then when now, with devolution, now we have two ladies representing KISII and Nyamira in parliament. But when you look at the member of parliament seats, the constituency level, we don't have a woman who has been elected since time immemorial. Yeah.
Milestone, we want to appreciate that as well, and I'm sure the female population watching this show here in the U.S. and elsewhere around the world, and in Kenya, obviously, we work towards making sure that the girl child has a place on the table, but at the same time making sure that we don't forget the boy child. I think that's important. So, Nana, again, you will have questions from the viewers at the end of the show, but I want to remove the emotions away and understand the emotions do come when we have this conversation, but I want to focus on more objective reality. You do a lot of reporting, and reporting that on issues that affect the Gusii community. I mean, more than anybody else, I think you're a better place to understand some of the issues. And I followed you yesterday. You were talking about people using matanga money, and it was you presented very eloquently, and obviously a lot of people share your views. That was very nice. So, what are the three specific issues that you've really seen from your experience that should be or are of major concern to the Gusii community?
Major from your end? I beg your pardon?
So from your reporting, what are the three major issues you think face the KISII community?
Oh, major issues. You see, like today we are talking about OMOGUSII. The KISII unity is something that we should talk about more often, something we should talk about more often, and open discussions. Yeah, give our people an opportunity to share. Like, you hear people saying, Abagusi tobwatenda mwam. Yeah, you see our people saying, Abagusi ntwanchaini, like we don't love each other, like we don't support each other, like we don't stand for each other. So this is something that we should talk. This is something that we should talk about more often and give people platforms to share. Also, another issue, we talk about development. Yeah, you know, like now in KISII and Nyamira, we are not doing so well. We are not doing so well in terms of development. And I feel we as the people, we also need to come up and talk about how we can develop our regions, both KISII and Nyamira. We have our tea farmers, they complain about earning so little, yet other regions earn more. Yeah, in terms of health, the health sector, we have a lot to do. In terms of education, supporting the girl child. Like now, recently, I have had so many cases of young girls missing. Parents call me, tell me, Nana, kindly help us. My daughter went missing. She was taken by a man. I don't know what happened. We have had rape and defilement cases. There is so much that is happening. So we have quite a lot of issues that we need to address so that we can bring our people together for a common good.
So, good. Thank you. I think there's a sound problem there. I think, I don't know whether it's our technical team is working to make sure that the sound system works well on our end and then the other end. So for our viewers, please be patient. Realize that it's late in Kenya. It's almost 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So we probably might have hiccups. So please try to bear in mind with us. But put the questions down there so that we'll have answer the questions at the end of the show. So, Nana, let's talk about, obviously we're talking about OMOGUSII, KISII unit. So there are those cases in Kenya, there are cases, the diaspora cases, right? And you do report on the specific issues. Egesa FM is a massive platform for us to really call our people to unite towards those common cause. We here at KDRTV as well are going to be part of that conversation. So from your standpoint, how should we, Egesa FM and the KISII diaspora, how should we work together to make sure that that goal is achieved?
Oh, first we need to identify the issues. First, we need to identify the issues that are facing our people. Like, say, for example, OBOMO, now we have political alignments. Let me refer to that. We have political alignments. You've seen our people aligning themselves. Others are supporting the Deputy President, William Ruto. Others are supporting Raila Odinga. Others are supporting Gideon Moi. Others, everyone has their own preferences. Previously, you've seen our people go to Karen, you've seen our people go to Nakuru because of these political affiliations. So when we are talking of OMOGUSII, what do we mean? We as OMOGUSII, look at the Luos, look at the Kikuyus. Those guys are together. And when they are coming out, they come out as one. They speak one voice. Volume yao iko sawa. As our volume is a bit scattered, we are not speaking as one. We are not airing our grievances as one. It appears some of us are just doing it for their own benefit. Like when they do these meetings, when they go to discuss issues affecting our people, are they doing it for us or are they doing it for themselves? When they are going to meet the Deputy President, when they are going to Nakuru to meet whoever they are going to meet, are they speaking for us or are they speaking for themselves? So you see, we have a major issue here that we need to address. And that major issue is OBOMO, the KISII unity. Are we united? Are we speaking the same? Do we have same interests? Are you getting? So we really need to address this issue of OMOGUSII first to understand if for true in Tugnabagusi we are together. That is where we begin. And our work from my end and from your end is to ensure that we bring our people together. Yeah? That we show our people the importance of us being together. Like now, angalia kama kugawa hela, like the current debate that is ongoing. Even tomorrow, senators, our senators are yet to agree on this formula. Yeah, we need our people to fight for us. so that we can equally get a good share for development. Remember, there was this of Nyamira County losing. I don't know what was happening in KISII County, Kiambu County, and the counties that were to gain and other counties were to lose. We need our people, our leaders to fight for us. They fight for us that we can also get a good share that will enable us to achieve what we want to achieve in terms of development. We are doing so badly when it comes to health. Look at Nyamira County, for instance. You know, sometimes people say, Nyamira, KISII. Like, we are not coming out so strong. So, OBOMOGUSII, our leaders need to fight for us, yeah, so that we can gain and work towards being together for our own common good. So the first main issue that we should address is OMOGUSII, from your end and from my end, to empower our people, to enlighten them, to keep them informed, to guide them, and to bring our leaders on board so that they can be able to talk to our people and let them know what is happening at what point.
Okay, thank you, Nana. I'll tell you this, that I have been in this country for 20 years, and for the 20 years, what I've seen from our community are some of the most hardworking people you can ever come across in the world. That I'll tell you for sure, both men and women. Yes, in a family, there are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be differences. There are going to be fights. That's the reality about life. The question will be, how do we resolve those problems? We are very hardworking people. And then when you talk about the money that is sent to Kenya from diaspora, which is about 6.7% of our GDP, and mostly from North America. And North America, almost 70% of the people here are KISIIs. That's a lot of money to Kenya. Unfortunately, that money, I think the leadership in KISII and Nyamira haven't done a very good job to create an environment where our people can invest in KISII and therefore attract people to come and invest in KISII. So that's an issue, obviously, we'll be talking about. Nana, let me move to another subject. A little bit touchy subject, and for people who don't know you, who see you at work doing your job, which you should do, as should be, right? Sometimes we need to remove emotions away. Those of us who have talked to you in private will find somebody who is very down to earth, very kind, very understanding, very likable, and I think people are very surprised that today you're not dancing in the studio. There's this conversation. I'm not a very good dancer, but I'll have the studio guys fix some dance at the end of the show, then we'll talk about it. So there was a controversy last time. I just want you to clarify this so that we move forward. We don't want to dwell on things that really don't help us. We need to focus on things that construct we as a people so that you be our ambassador in passing the message as eloquently as you can.
Yes.
What is summer bunnies? For me, honestly, I'm old school. I don't understand what summer bunnies are. What does that mean, and what was the context? Just put that in context so that people understand what is it you meant. Because I've talked to you in private, understand what you meant, but for the sake of our viewers, just clarify what that means.
Oh, you brought the issue of Samabani too early, but it's still okay. This is the time. Actually, this is almost the time. It's kind of the start, the beginning of Samabani time, August, right? That's when, from August onwards, many people tend to come home from abroad, right? And Samabanis are not only in America. We have KISIIs all over the world. We have KISIIs in Canada, we have KISIIs in the United Kingdom, and we have a majority in the US. So, you know, that time when they come home during summertime to just enjoy themselves and get to unite with their families. So that word, just Samabani, just came up. It's not really something major, but it's just a word that is used to just refer to people who come home from abroad during the summertime. Yeah.
Which is as good as I was in Kenya, and my friends were introducing me as, oh, I'm a talker Maju. So it took me a while. Okay, I think she's Maju. So I didn't understand what Maju was. Is that the same? Does that mean the same?
Majuni abroad. Majuni abroad.
Go ahead, Nana.
I keep on losing you. Majuu ni abroad.
Oh,
Si unajua majuu, yani majuu. Si mnapepea majuu, mko huko majuu na si tuko huku. Unajua majuu ni abroad.
So in other words, if I understand you correctly, the message was not meant to be derogatory. You are not abusing the KISII men, because I think some interpreted that as Nana, Egesa FM, who does not respect the KISII men. You are not being disrespectful, really.
Petty people.
Oh, you're,
Can you hear me?
yes, now we can.
You know, from your end, there is an issue with your voice. I think you have sound problems that you need to fix from your end. I'm saying, when I talked about Samabanis, I did not mean any harm. I was only trying to communicate and to tell our people just to behave themselves when they come home, because we have had issues previously which you can actually share sentiments. A time when you find a guy coming from the US, he has like 2, 3, 4, 5 girls waiting for them here. And then when they get home, a lot happens. You've seen people complain that a guy came from the US and cheated me, or used me and dumped me and went back. We have had cases where someone calls me Nana. Nana. Nana, you know, I will be coming home. I need your help. Kindly help me get an apartment where I will be staying because I know you have contacts. Or please help me get a car for hire. Or help me do ABCD. And then I go out of my way. I will never mention names, but they know themselves. I go out of my way. I talk to my friends who have car hire business. I tell them my friend is coming and they would like to get a car, which is maybe a double cab or a bigger car, 4-wheel drive, whatever car, as long as you give me specifications. And then I tell you the car is available. This is the amount that you will pay for the car per day. So for the given period of time that you will use the car, you will pay this much. Or if it's an apartment, I help get, and then this is the amount that you will pay. Okari, you hook up someone, yeah? You talk to your friends. They say, Nana, it's because of you, I'm going to give this car at this rate per day. Then you agree. Then tell my friend Okari, I got the car, I got the house. This is the account number that you are supposed to pay the money to. And then this is the owner. Talk to them. Then mnasikilizana. You come home, you take the car, or rather you go and stay in the house. You take the car, go to the village, you go become careless, cause accident with a car that is not yours, and then you start behaving funny to a point where your time ends and you need to go back to the US. Gari ya wenyewe imeharibika. Yeah. You have not sorted the car. You have not sorted with the owner. Then what happens? It's me, Nana, who now gets into trouble with the owner. Nana, you are the one who introduced me to this guy. What am I going to do? Then you see what happens. Hiyo ni kuharibu urafiki. Then you end up breaking up with a friend just because you were trying to help another friend. So these things are there. We have seen them and we know. But maybe some people felt like the way I said it, some people felt like I did not say it the way I should have or the way I could have said. But I was just communicating a point that when people come home, let people behave themselves. If you are coming home from abroad, just be in order, come slowly, run your errands, just be a good person. No one is perfect. Then you go back. You see, this habit of finding a guy having, I don't know, anyway, let me not say so that they can misinterpret me again and say I hate them or anything, but they know what I was saying. I was just communicating a point which I drove home. Yeah, and to all those who felt maybe offended, who don't do that, I'm sorry. But those other ones who do, they know themselves, and I will not stop talking about it. I will say it again and again. People need to behave themselves. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's well said. I don't want to go belabor on that subject. I think you and I talked about this at length on phone. You explained very well, and I think you have articulated that as well. The key point, we're talking about good partnership between those ones in diaspora and those ones in Kenya. So what we're simply saying, and I think as you say to our audience, if you are in America or in Europe and you're going home, please respect yourself. Do not exploit family, friendships, or whoever that is in Kenya.
We are family, we are friends, we relate well. You see, even those people who took offense, I have really good friends there who reached out to me and told me, Nana, what you said is true. Some people even took screenshots of discussions in groups. Mwanyagetinge USA, there is a group called Mwanyagetinge. Others took screenshots and sent to me, told me, Nana, see, even these guys know. There is someone who shared about a guy who came and went to some pub in, I don't know, in Nyamache or Nyacheki. Yeah, enjoyed himself and never paid the bill. So I even saw the way they were engaging and the way they were discussing. They were saying Nana has just said the truth. Some people really felt like I said it as it is. I did not mix my words. I only said what I know and what I have gone through, yeah, in the name of friendship. Some friends are really bad, I tell you, but anyway, who are we to judge? We leave everything to God.
Nana, I think I don't want you to dwell on that. That's well said, and I think that those ones across the country, and I've talked to quite a lot of people who also agree that you did make. There are facts in there. Maybe it's a question of the wording, but I think that the point is very clear, and we welcome anybody in the diaspora who wants to contribute to the same. I'll be very happy to schedule a time when we can discuss some of these issues. That, again, in any family, there are ups and downs, and that's one. I think that case is settled, and then we move forward. Now let's move to another subject and talk about leadership, particularly in our community. So it's one thing to say somebody coming from diaspora going home and spending their money, hard-earned money, sometimes use them well and sometimes misuse them. What we're saying is that you better use the money well. That's important. But I want us to move further and talk about our leaders. You talk about leaders. We cannot move forward if the leaders don't really guide us very well. Let me give you an example of what happened, and I apologize if this will be misinterpreted by some. There are those politicians and leaders who come from Kenya to the U.S. or elsewhere in the diaspora. And what I've seen, and I've said this in some of those meetings, the last time I saw were two governors who came here with 14 MCAs. 14 MCAs. You can imagine two governors and 14 MCAs. And I was called to this meeting. And in that meeting, we were talking about they came to the national breakfast, whatever that was in Washington. Most of the Kenyans here don't even understand what that is. So, and in the newspaper, the Standard, there was an article of a child in Nyamira who was qualified from primary school, was supposed to go to a national school alliance, but was not able to do so because that kid could not afford a tuition in alliance. Yes. But then here I'm sitting in somebody's basement with 14 MCAs from Kenya who spent roughly $2,000 to come to the U.S., which is an average of about $37,000, almost $4 million, right? Moving around the state here for no particular purpose. What do you say to those leaders? Isn't that misuse of public funds?
Yeah, that is misuse of public funds. Also, we have to look at whatever they came to attend, the meeting or the forum or wherever they were invited to. Was it beneficial to our people? Yeah. Carrying like 14 MCAs, paying for their tickets, paying for their accommodation, and giving them travel allowance for the number of days that they were coming there is a bit, sometimes we like fail to prioritize things, to look at the importance. What is the benefit of this trip? Who is paying for it, right? And what is the gain? So sometimes our leaders do things, anyway, let me say they get it wrong. They get it wrong, and that is why we always say that before they do any trips, like benchmarking trips to, there is a time they were going to China, there is a time they were going to India. So you wonder, instead of taking this delegation to America for whatever it was, or taking all of them to India, or taking them to China, can't you just get someone from China or from India or from the US to come and meet many of them here and do whatever training or do whatever meeting or whatever conference you want, so that many others can benefit, as opposed to bringing 11 or so, yeah, to the US at a cost of, say, 10 million or so. Look at their tickets, look at their accommodation, look at their allowance, travel allowance, etc., insurance. There is so much that is involved. So I think sometimes our leaders do things without consulting and involving people who are either affected directly or indirectly. So to me, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. When we have cases that need to be helped over here, so many cases of poverty, kids failing to go to school because of lack of school fees. We have people who are sick over here, who need help, and so much that is happening. So they have to think twice before they do it.
And I think that's why we, Egesa FM and other studios in Kenya and KDR, will partner on this issue so that make sure that the leaders, and we're not being controversial in any way, if there is a leadership that is coming, particularly to the US, really it's important that you have a reason for coming here. I think with technology nowadays, in our community here, we are people who are experts in different areas. We have a lot of professors nowadays. We have a lot of doctors. We have lawyers. We have people who work in corporate America. We have nurses. We have everybody. So instead of wasting public resources, I think it's better to have some of us come and just give free service, or we can even use technology as a way of relaying that message. So it's not meant to be controversial, but I think it's important that we use this platform to educate our people. So Nana, I don't want to talk too much. I want to let the viewers ask you questions, but before we start taking questions from the viewers, what is your advice to OMOGUSII in diaspora in 1 minute or two?
First, I take this opportunity to appreciate OMOGUSII in diaspora, to appreciate you guys, what you're doing, the way you work so hard, even to provide for your families back home, to support your parents, your siblings, and the community at large. I know many OMOGUSII in diaspora who are doing quite a lot in terms of CSR, just supporting the community, not even someone that you know, yeah, not your relative, but just randomly. And I really appreciate it, even the way you guys come in handy when we have issues to do with sickness, when we have issues to do with death, and even during the back to school season when we have children who sometimes happen to miss joining Form 1 or even university because of lack of school fees. I have seen many people there come together and even ask for my help to support them to take these children to school. First, I appreciate you guys for that, and I urge you to continue with it because God loves a cheerful giver. Continue with that spirit. And then another thing I will talk about, unity. You people there being together, supporting one another. I'm reading some comments of people who are still dwelling on the issue of Samabani. That is really an issue. It is not something that we should dwell on continuously. So I'm talking about togetherness, you people there supporting each other. Yeah, there is a time a friend of mine told me about a guy who was actually reported by one of his friends. He was reported to the authorities that he did not have his papers right. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but one of his friends set him up. And I know you've heard of those cases and you've seen them. So I would urge OMOGUSII in the US to be there for one another, to be a brother's keeper. If you know someone who doesn't have papers, or rather his status is not clear, instead of reporting them to the authority, I think you should support. Like be there for one another. We have had cases of even couples having misunderstandings and sometimes things getting bad, worse to a point of people killing each other. I request that you people even form support groups where you support each other and encourage each other no matter the problems that you face day by day. You know, we all have problems, but when we are there for one another, we get to solve them and live a better life. Yeah.
Okay. Good, Nana. The text message they're telling me, can you share the link on your group? That's what your supporters. So they're asking, can you share that on your page? That's what your supporters are asking you to do. So we're going to take a few questions. Yeah, in a minute, so you share so that your followers can post the question. That's the message I'm getting here. So we're going to take a few questions from the viewers, and here's what I see on the screen. I think you've answered this question. Maybe you just want to repeat the same. Daniel Monai is asking, does she realize that our negative comments about people in the diaspora adversely affected how we are viewed by our own people? So I think you've addressed that, but for Daniel, do you want to respond?
For Daniel, let me say something. I did not really make negative comments. I know he's referring to that issue of summer bunnies, what I talked about summer bunnies. I did not really mean to portray you people as bad people, or rather even to change the way people view you. I only passed a message and requested people to just behave themselves. And I still here say it's only fair when we carry ourselves with dignity and respect. Not everyone does that, but to those who do it, it's only fair when we carry ourselves with respect and dignity. That's all. I did not have any malice or any ill intentions when I spoke about summer bunnies. All of you guys are my friends. You are my fans. Some of you, I have helped you where I can. You guys have helped me big time. So there is no beef. I did not mean anything bad. I only passed a message. Yeah.
I had so many text messages asking the same question. I think you've answered that question. If again, for viewers who have another question, please feel free to put that on the comment section so that she's able to answer. We just want to make sure that this negative aspect of it is completely done, because you're doing a fantastic job, and we want to make sure that we continue to have that good working relationship. Okay. There is Charles Maisiba. What is that?
I think it is high time we remember the boy child. He's talking about the boy child.
Okay, can you?
Yes, he's talking about the boy child, and especially in the USA. I am afraid nobody is available to marry the girl child. Many of us talk and support girl child. That is a very good thing. Let us try to also encourage both, not to criminalize boy child. Yeah, we support the boy child a lot, and I would like to encourage our boys to, sometimes I have seen guys come in from the US to come and marry in Kenya. Yeah? You come to Kenya, you marry, and then you go back to the US. Then you leave that girl here. Sometimes this long distance relationship thing doesn't work so well. And we have ladies in the US who are doing so well. So I would encourage our boy child to get entangled with our girls there, as opposed to coming back home to marry, and then maybe you leave your wife here and go back. I really feel it should be the other way. Just marry there. We have our girls. They are very beautiful ladies, professionals, hardworking ladies. They are there. Marry them there and start your families there, instead of marrying home and you leave a lady here. You go back. We support the boy child and we love them so much, and they are doing great. Many of them are doing great.
What you're saying, But the ladies in Kenya will say, Nana, you're, come on, what are you doing? But that's okay. There is another question.
You know what I mean is this, eh? Say, someone comes from the US, marries a lady here, and leaves her here, then goes back, stays for another 1.5 years before coming back. You know, sometimes life's ups and downs can really derail us. You know, sometimes you have so much work, and then maybe your income is little. You have to plan yourself and to save so much for you to come back home again. You see, this long distance relationship can be hard to manage. And yeah, I don't mean that girls here should not marry guys there. No, I'm only trying to say let them entangle there. We have quite a huge number of ladies in the US who can be married to our guys there, as opposed to them saying hapana, sioi msichana hapa Amerika, ati sijui nini nini, ati wacha tu mimi niende nioe huko Kenya, niwache bibi yangu huko. Waoe hapo, warembo wetu wako hapo na wako sawa.
Thank you. I think that's taken care of. There is another supporter of yours, Stella Mugaka. She's in the East Coast. She's asking, Nana Angel, we know kwa ground vitu ni tofauti, we have the basics. What is it that we need to do the implementations, I think? Stella
Implementing what? What is she talking about?
Develop the community, because you talked about people who are capable here, and there are a lot. What things do you think they should do to help develop our community back in Kenya?
Oh, to help develop our community, I think we need to empower our people. You see, like you find that a family here has a relative in the US, a relative who maybe provides for them their basic needs. I think our people there should empower our people here, like teach them how to fish as opposed to giving them fish. Like we encourage our mothers, we encourage our brothers and sisters to do business with whatever you send from there, the money that you send from there. You empower your siblings to put that money into something that will bring more money, that will generate more money. With your experiences there and your exposure, we can do a lot to empower our people, teach them how to fish as opposed to giving them fish. Yeah, so that we can reduce this hassle of send us money for food, send us money for shopping, send us money for this. So I feel that you, our people there, can empower our people here to fend for themselves. Generalization, oh, that's gone. I was trying to read another question, but it's gone. Now let's talk about collaboration between diaspora and OMOGUSII land. We must have honest. The questions are, I was trying to read that question that Huda sent. Generalization and tone portrayed her message to in bad taste, but she was telling the truth. Yeah, I did not mean any harm when I spoke about that issue. I was only trying to tell our people to carry themselves with respect and dignity. That is from Generous Geoffrey Omwamba. Thank you. We talk about collaboration between diaspora and OMOGUSII land, but we must have honest dialogue about what that looks like. Yes, we can do a lot from here. Working together with you guys there, we can really do a lot. Like, look at our health sectors, our health sector here. In America, we have so many people who are into the health sector. We have our own sisters here who are doing nursing. We have our own brothers there who are into clinical medicine, who are doing a lot in the health sector. Like that one you see here in Kenya, we have cases of maternal deaths. Yeah, we are losing our women during birth. Say our sub-county hospitals are not well equipped. Like we say, what can you guys do from there, like to support us over here? Can you put yourself together, mobilize yourselves, and get us equipments for our hospitals? Get even trainings for our nurses here. Like you said, now we are digital. We can organize even for seminars for our nurses here. Like huko mashinani, you go to Ekerenyo Sub-County Hospital, unapata a woman who has come to deliver, a woman who is in labor, she's being treated so badly. What can our sisters who are in nursing there, what can they do to empower our sisters over here who are in nursing? Just basically how to be human, how to handle our people. Yeah, that's just an example that I am giving. There is so much that we can do in collaboration from you guys there and us back here to put our community together and even to see a better society.
And group, I think they do a lot of that, I think, in Kenya, and we appreciate them. I think Hulda as well, your friend, the president, she also does great work with the young population. And we have a huge percentage of Kenyan nurses here. I think almost 70% of our population
Yes.
are pretty much in that industry. So they are following you. I think the message is clear. They should do that. So this is sort of an indirect question. I think Evelyn Kemunto is trying to be diplomatic in what she's saying. I know a lot of guys who travel back home. They don't have even SIGA. Alafu wana hire cars just to show off. I'm old school. I don't know what LOL means, but I get the point.
LOL
Nana, tell
means
them.
laughing out loud. Laughing out loud. LOL. Laughing out loud.
Assessment from your end.
Yeah, I equally know them. I equally know them. I even have relatives who don't have that SIGA she's talking about. They are there. You know, also, the way we see things and the way we perceive things is different. We have those people who value those things, and we have people who don't value. Someone can say, why am I building a house that I will not be living there? So I can't just build a house and leave it. But you know, our culture is different. A boy child must have a house at home. So those ones who don't have chisaiga, komoranje, aga chisaiga yao, when you come from the US during summertime, aka girlfriend ka, or at least when you take her to your village, she's able to tell that my guy has a saiga. It is very embarrassing when a man comes home and doesn't have a place to stay, anaenda kuishi kwa hoteli ama kwa apartments. Let us also remember our culture and tradition, tusisahau, so that isikue when God calls you, say you if you die today nalitoko chakagukwaga government gaki. Yeah, so I get what that lady is saying. It happens. We have people who actually even don't have homes here. We have family people, some of them who don't own homes here. When they come, they stay in hotels. I think it's what she's talking about. The diasporans are not holding those kinds of leaders accountable and encourage them by attending such useless meetings. It's about time they snob the corrupt leader. Yes. What Sylvia Nyambeki is talking about, I have witnessed. Sometimes, you know, we get so much into politics. We have the parties that we support. We have the people that we support. At some point, was it when I came to the US last time, a friend of mine showed me a group that was created to raise some funds for a certain politician. And my friend told me, Nana, just look at the way people are contributing in this group. People were giving a lot of money, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. People were really giving money to support a politician. So, like the way that lady said, sometimes, you know, before we support these people with huge amounts, let us get to understand their vision. Let us get to understand what they will do for our people. There is no need raising money for someone just for their own selfish interests, to come and spend that money anyhow to seek for votes, and then after that they don't even do what they promised the people they will do. So like that lady said, before you people support these people, like even bringing them there, get to understand their vision, get to understand their manifesto, like what plans they have for the people. So you get to gauge whether this is the right person to support or this person they have their own interests.
Yeah, I'm having the guys bring back that message so that at least it's clear before we get to Christopher's question. Ben, if you don't mind, please bring that message back on, if you don't mind, for our viewers so that they know exactly what we're talking about. I think we addressed that question. And for the politicians who are watching this, I think they're spot on. We don't need to have a lot of handlers bringing those leaders or politicians and keeping them in their basements. And then we're invited to endless meetings that don't. Honestly, the meetings that I've attended have yielded almost nothing. I think it would be reasonable for us going forward.
Some people use others. Some people are just users. Maybe because they know that you can support them, that you can give money, you can host them. Some people are just basically users and they take advantage of others. So before you just jump into a ship to support, you get to understand the person and their vision. Then you do. I can't hear you. I can't hear you well.
Okay, so I'm just in agreement with you that everybody across the country is watching. I think we should be holding those leaders accountable. We are not going to be doing this unless we're absolutely sure they have a clear objective, and that objective must be specific and measurable. So Dr. Chris Omari is asking a question there, and I think you've already answered that question, if I get that right. I think in all fairness, she's answered this question. How one passing a message has many components from words, body language, and the character of the individual passing information. Above all, do your audience get the meaning the way it was intended? Of course, she's really cleared that message. I think I don't want to put you on the spot with that one. You've already answered that part of the question. I think going forward, look, even myself, I've made so many mistakes. Sometimes I choose words and apparently they don't come out clear. Even in my students' class, sometimes I say words and they're very unhappy with me, and I go back and I say sorry if there was miscommunication. And I think you've done that very eloquently. So I ask the people watching this, please let's move on from that topic.
Sometimes there is distortion. Okay. Sometimes there is distortion, and sometimes there is a misunderstanding. Some people misunderstood me. Some people misinterpreted me. Yeah, so I understand.
We're done with that part, Nana. I don't want you to deal on that one. I think, please, let's move on this conversation about that. Let's respect her and then so that we support her and do our job.
Yes, we have to educate our people to stop voting on basis of Eke Nyumba and elect able leaders who will make change. Yes, Oboke Nyumba, Mboro, Gusii, we look at if you are Omogetutu, which house do you come from? If you are Omogirango, Nyumba Kyokorwa, Omonyamatuta, Omosamaro, Omoki. So sometimes we tend to align ourselves on that line of Oboke Nyumba. And it has really, really, really brought us down. We say just because this person is Omo Samaru and this person is Omo Nyamatuta and we want to balance, so we just end up picking anyone. Then we get people who are visionless. Just because of Oboke Nyumba, even you look at the way county jobs are, the way they hire in the counties. For you to be a county executive, CEC, for you to get that position, they are normally referred to as waziri. Those waziris, hata wakipatiwa kazi, even if it is advertised on the newspapers and on television, you will find that the governors and the senators and the speaker of the county assembly and the MCAs and everyone involved, they look at enyumba, oyo nyumba kiakoru, oyo nyumba kiakoru, oyo nyumba kiakoru, so that next time when they are going back there to look for votes, they will also say, this person helped my people. This one, too, they gave our people jobs. So this Oboke Nyumba thing has really brought us down. We end up giving people positions which they are not able to handle. So we need to stop voting on the line of Oboke Nyumba. But Nana is not a politician and so is not well positioned to handle such questions about how politicians squander public funds. Sure. I'm not a politician, but sometimes we hold them accountable because we see what they do. I am a taxpayer, I pay tax, and I also need to learn. I also understand how they operate, and I can also query. So no problem. I get you, Daniel Monari.
To be fair, to you, obviously you're not a politician. I'm not a politician either. We're just saying it's a platform where we can communicate issues that affect us. So Egesa FM is not politically aligned, and so is not KDRTV. So that should be clear. But what we are saying, just even here in America, if you're talking about CNN, they do have their agenda. Fox News have their agenda. The role of journalists is to hold accountable all those who are in position of power. And so you, as a citizen, as a taxpayer, you're entitled to that opinion.
Yes, we do that so much.
Volume.
We normally host the members of parliament just to do a scorecard. It's like rate what they have done. We bring them to studio. We open our lines. People call in to ask them questions in terms of development, CDF fund allocation, construction of roads, and so many other things. So normally we bring these people, we task them, and we hold them accountable. Sure. As a station, we have done that so many times, and we champion for our people to ensure that all that they want done is done. And that is one of our key mission.
Anna,
Yes.
our technical guy has a special surprise for you.
Yes.
Mintokorai wangeye Vikiyan Mintokorai wangeye Sanake Echineti ngondi Echineti ngondi Batakeire chikobi neti ngundi Eyune mekora bosa Diye viongozi Emekora bosa Eyune mekora bosa Batakeire chikobi neti ngundi Mostly bakubike bisuti agapawa bangi nagatabuleti agagesongo kabwate asenti bakweroke biongozi tintaneti karamu ebasha monenga seti mubuko mbabwate aropinonye 20 tikabonoliti kobaire lift tekosoke maboko isigago saliuti tafumbali komogaro sigati netinamba bago sababa subati kioteli yorabo umere mosti gosase wifi ere bago chati Echineti ngondi Abakora Echineti ngondi Echineti ngondi Batakeire chikobi neti ngundi Eyune mekora bosa Diye viongozi Emekora bosa Eyune mekora bosa Batakeire chikobi neti ngundi Akonde kilabu atabuati pikende Nefakiti neli nga guikatinde Akwawe pili oko yere linande nga Raya sauti nga kaira nelinde Ediri na rambi mete mambiende Akwana niora buge neme nyamende Ezimbeye na kiemambeye Echuimbu yande karukende Unde tayo maeta seba menyete Abaraya ngebonsi baba maite Sapo konyole eba umere tubandura buge nova inogete Echineti ngondi Abakora Echineti
ngondi That's our own Vicky Young, very promising young man from Gusii, doing so well.
Yeah, that was just special for you. Again, for our viewers who are watching us, please go to our Facebook page, KDRTV, and like us, if you will, please. Also on YouTube. If you don't mind, please, while we are entertaining Diva in a few minutes, she's got to go to bed. Also go to YouTube and find us there. Subscribe, if you will. And we're also live on Twitter. Please go to Twitter and also follow us. And also, Nana, for your viewers, you can also have them like us so that we have to continue working in partnership with Egesa FM. Do you have a special song that you like and dance?
I have variety, but it's okay. I'm not going to dance now. I've already enjoyed myself with that Chinkondi by Vicky Young. Very nice song and just portraying a true picture of what is happening in our society today. You need to go to KISII and see, we call them viongozi. You need to see our viongozi when they are in their suits and they are meeting and they are, yeah, emekora chinkondi. Yani kabisa vile vitu ziko ground. That boy brought it out so well and he expressed himself so well that chinkondi najua tu they took offense, but it's okay. Yeah, so that's a good song. I like it.
So another question for our viewers, if we have extra question, we'll have that, I know 2-3 minutes, and then we'll have Nana go to bed. So Nana, as we finish here, what do you do other than working in the studio? And obviously that's what we see you do. What else do you do for fun, and what keeps you going other than that?
Oh, I do communication consultancy out here. I do events, and I have a business. I sell cereals. Yes, feeding the nation. So when I'm not in the studio, when I'm not at work, I'm in the market selling my cereals. I'm busy handling some events for my customers. So besides my normal presenter, head of radio job, I also do other things out here. You know, you can never rely on salary alone. It will never be enough. So you need to work extra hard to ensure that you make it for your family. Yeah.
Another question, Ben? Okay, Nana, if you don't mind sticking for 2-3 minutes, I know it's late, you have no idea. Let's see what somebody's saying here. 2 more questions, then we'll let you go.
Nana, thank you. You and your deputy manager, among other presenters, came to my home church. Yes, that is Gosborn. Yes, that is Gosborn. We have a program where we support churches. We visit churches, yes. Thank you, Gosborn. I think the media has failed us somehow. Information is power. And enlightening our people on good leadership and service. The media should not shy pointing out and condemning bad leadership. True. We do that a lot in Egesa, but sometimes, we lack community support. We lack community support when we are highlighting issues to do with good leadership. When we point out leaders who are not doing their job the way they are supposed to do, you find that we have another group of people, like a gang of people who are supporting the leaders that we try to talk about. Then we end up getting a backlash. We end up getting negative feedback, because some people feel like you are attacking their leader. Maybe you are attacking someone that they support. So we do that a lot. We champion for our people. We champion for development. But I ask for our people to come join us. We need that community support to show the people what leaders they elected and what the leaders are doing and what the leaders are not doing. Like our governors, we normally bring them to radio. We call Governor Ongwae to query him about issues to do with our hospital, KISII Teaching and Referral Hospital. We talk about our markets. We talk about our roads. We talk about so many things. Even the members of parliament, we bring them to studio. We talk about projects, the national government projects. We bring them and talk about bursaries and allocation of funds. But sometimes you find their supporters taking offense and saying that you have been paid by someone to tarnish the name of our member of parliament. You have been sponsored by so-and-so to tarnish the name of our governor. You've been paid to tarnish the name of our woman representative. But all we mean is we are just holding them accountable to tell the people what they have done with the funds allocated to them and what they have not done according to the schedules that they have. So yeah, we do quite a lot in that. Have you addressed how to improve relations between people at home and diaspora? There is dishonest people at home and in diaspora. Yes, Kefa. We have, I talked about people using others. Like back home here, I have a friend who was conned by her family. her family members conned her money. She kept on sending money home for her family to buy for her a plot that she wanted to build an apartment, yeah, a rental block. But you know what happened? Her family squandered the money, all of it, and they kept on lying to her that they had bought the plot, that they were processing the title deeds and everything and everything. And I think people back home should just get to understand that people in the diaspora are really working hard day and night to earn their money. And we should just be faithful and we should just be honest. When someone is requesting you to do for them something and they are trusting you with their money, someone is sending you their hard-earned money so that you can be able to help them achieve whatever they want to achieve, and then you end up squandering that money, and that is your relative. It is so bad. So we need to be honest and we need to support each other for true.
No, that's a question from Professor Tiso, and obviously Professor Tiso is one of the leading scholars in our community, and I think Kefa, we appreciate you. Thank you for that good question. I think you've answered that question as well when you're talking about the leaders. When we see 14 MCAs and 2 governors coming here spending roughly 4 million for an objective that is absolutely not clear, that is sense of dishonesty. And I think that's part of what we should be talking about.
You should also not condone it. You guys should also not condone it. Why do you invite them? Why do you mobilize your funds to bring them there? You are the ones to blame. Mumewazoesha. You get very nice hotels for them to sleep. You get nice limousine cars to pick them from the airport. You organize those meetings, meet and greet. Why do you do it? So it is you guys to blame. Yeah.
That's well said. There's another question for you. Oh, that is your very good friend.
Yeah. What's your advice to the young upcoming girl child? To work hard in school, to have good morals and self-respect. It's very, very important. You know, when you respect yourself, you will not allow other people to take advantage of you. Our girls need to concentrate in their studies. Like now, I received a phone call from KISII. Someone just called me from Keumbu, telling me that his daughter is missing, 15 years old, missing. There is a guy who came to Keumbu, was working for one of the families, but seduced that young girl, 15 years old, and took off with her. She went to Kehancha, I think it's Kehancha, somewhere in Kurialand. So can you imagine someone just misleading a young girl just like that? So we need to teach our girls good morals. We need to teach our girls to have manners and to respect themselves and to value their education. Because unajua tunasema umwana onesoma mambioche wekonya na liura nkonye. So we need to encourage our young girls to value their education. And the boy child as well, we need to talk to the boy child. Remember when you are having a relationship with Nyaboke and you are intimate with her, then you make her pregnant. She will drop out of school. And then you, my son, you will become a young father. Are you in a position to provide? Are you in a position to marry that young girl? You see, we start talking to the boy child to teach them to respect the girls. It's like when we started that FGM campaign where we were using men, yeah? Men nowadays men are at the front talking about FGM, because you know what happens when the girls undergo the cut. What happens? Men understand best. So nowadays men are the champions of they are the ones now who are now against FGM. Again, now if we use the boy child, train them to respect our girls, we are going to achieve a lot more. Together we can do better.
By the way, Nana, that is Solomon Ongera Omboto. That's one of us. He's joining us from Germany, I think, is the U.S. military, the largest North American NATO training grounds in North Germany. He's asking that question. I think we'll be having him and his colleagues on the show next week, so I think should be good with that one. So we'll have him answer those questions on the show next week when we have him and his friends.
Okay.
Next question. We have only 3 minutes so that we finish and we have you go to bed. Ben, do we have another question?
Does Nana plan to vie for a political office anytime soon? When I get the voice of God, when God talks to me about it, I will do it. I tend to listen to my God more. I don't believe in my own understanding. I believe in the understanding of God. And if He calls me to do it, I will do it when that time comes. Nana, I support need for diaspora programming on Egesa. Yes, you know, years back, we started a program for our audience in the diaspora. We called it Eliogiria Maiko. Eliogiria Maiko is like a voice of the diaspora. Do you know, people misused it. They were just talking politics all day, abusing leaders, calling each other names. You know, I had to rest that show. I rested it, but then now, together with my team, we decided now to create a segment for the diaspora audience, Kenyan time, 2 a.m. Kenyan time. We have 1 full hour for the diaspora audience, where they call in, give their views on the topic of the day, or rather topic of the night, and send shouts and have those topical discussions. So we have time for diaspora. 2 a.m. Kenyan time every day on Egesa FM is Diaspora Hour. That is where people from the US call in, from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Lebanon, everywhere. Whoever who is not in Kenya, that is their time on Egesa to air, give their views, and get to interact with people back home. On that question on young girls, how can Egesa help in championing on young girls and ladies? Yes, we have a program. Before Corona happened, I used to do forums in OMOGUSII. I have done quite a number of forums. My followers know about it. I have organized forums for women. I have organized forums to talk about sexual gender-based violence, to talk about FGM. I have organized sessions to talk about women empowerment. I have partnered with so many other organizations like banks, like the government, like and other NGOs, just to empower our women and to encourage them to keep fighting on. So we have done so much. We have done so much to support our women and the girl child as a station. Can the KISII men take up the mantle of being mentors and the role models of the boy child? Yes. Our men need to rise up and stop complaining and stop whining that we are now not supporting the boy child. Men, come out and support the boys. Talk to the boys about manners. Talk to the boys about respecting women. Teach these young boys to respect young girls. That is the best you can do for them. When we teach them how to respect girls, they are going to grow up knowing that women should be respected. And that way, we will reduce these cases of teenage pregnancies and everything. If we take the boy child and make them champions, we will achieve a lot more. Yes. Now that's Nana, the politician, speaking. God is calling you soon for that 2022 seat. Amen. Amen.
So, Nana, I think that will be the last way to end it. Baba Jackie, thank you for that one. I think you can speak to your God, and hopefully God does that. Again, just to finish here, part of why we're doing this is to make sure that we have a platform where everybody across the U.S. and elsewhere in diaspora can come on the show, talk about issues that affect Kenyans, not just here in the diaspora, but also that affect people in Kenya. So as well, try to tune in to our show. And what we're trying to work on a program in such a way that every Sunday from 6 p.m. Kenyan time to 8 Kenyan time, we have a program and content that we think is valuable for the American audience and the Kenyan audience. So that's the part that we'll take care of. So I'm receiving a message here. So here I'm receiving from technical people telling me, thank you for joining us today. Before you leave, please follow KDRTV on Facebook and YouTube and ensure you hit the bell icon to get, oh yeah, what we're simply saying on the same note, Nana and the viewers, that's for the viewers, so that you continue getting the notification from us, just go to YouTube and just hit that icon to get notifications on what is coming up next. And I think that should be able to take care of that part of it. Nana, thank you so much for staying on. But before you leave, I'm going to ask you, Nana, do you support diaspora people? Answer that question and then you make your closing statement, please.
Do you support diaspora people to advertise business at Egesa Radio? Yes, Egesa supports everyone, be it in diaspora, be it back home here. We have a red card. We have people who are in charge of the commercial department. Anyone, anywhere can advertise with us. So we don't have limitations that now you are in the diaspora or you are here, you cannot advertise or you can advertise. Everyone can do, and I call upon our people in the diaspora to, if you have your business and you want to create awareness, you want to boost your sales, come on, reach out and we will help you to achieve. Yeah, we do support diaspora people a lot, and we appreciate your support too.
Nana, so on the same note, what we have you on, what are your passing words to the audience? I know we've held you for a long time, and I ask the viewers, one, go to Facebook, like us, YouTube, follow us there, and Twitter. And at the same time, I think all the negativity surrounding the summer bans, please, let's get past that. And I'm just begging our audience, let's not talk about that anymore so that we move forward as a community. So as we move forward, Nana, what's your closing statement to the people, especially those in diaspora?
Okay, our people in the diaspora, we appreciate what you're doing. We appreciate the partnerships that we have together with you guys. We value you in everything that we do. And we are so blessed to have you. One thing you should know is at Wadarao, and we don't just say things to make you people look bad. No. We are just here for one another, to support one another, to be there for one another. So those people who maybe sometimes take offense when we talk about diasporians, you need to understand that it is more than that. We are bigger than Samabani issue. We are bigger than whatever issues that you feel are bringing you down. So I would just encourage you guys to continue doing what you do, and may our good Lord bless each and every one of you. Feel appreciated and loved.
All right. Thank you. And I think that marks the end of the discussion for today. Nana, thank you so much for taking time to be on the air that late, and also extend our appreciation to your family for allowing you stay online for all that time. And I think we appreciate you. The negative part of it is concluded. And for our viewers, again, thank you so much for tuning on today. It's been a lovely 3+ hours talking about issues, and we've been focusing pretty much on what's happening in Nairobi. Thank you, the Optivin guys. Again, thank you very much, Margaret Wambugu, George, and as well your CEO, Mr. Washiri. Thank you so much for being on. Nana, thank you very, very much for being on. So we are going to end the conversation here, but again, I'm going to welcome you next week at 10 o'clock. So mark your calendar as you like us on Facebook. Next week at 10 o'clock, we have another program coming up, and that is with the Dorothy Ogega from Indiana. She's leading that huge organization, Kenyan organization, Ndani. That's a very interesting name, and I think she's going to come on the show to talk about the power of numbers. So really tune on KDRTV on Sunday at 10 Central Time here in the U.S., which should be 6 in Kenyan time. We're also talking about, the same day, will be followed up at 11 Central Time. We'll be talking about immigration issues. So we've lined up a number of great lawyers here in the United States. We'll be talking about immigration issues and those issues of laws about immigration, talk about family, we'll talk about criminal and other issues related to immigration. So if you're in the U.S. and you want to understand, you have critical questions about immigration, please feel free to send us questions beforehand so that we can front them to lawyers. And I think we'll be joined with Laban Obande. He will be joining us from Texas, a very intelligent young lawyer will be joining us. And then we'll be having another lawyer, Mueni Muli, she'll be joining us from North Carolina and the East Coast. I think she's an extremely brilliant lawyer as well. You see why we should be very proud of our women here in the United States. And then from ground zero here in Minneapolis, we'll be joined with our friend Henry Ongeri, who's also been here for a long time and has been doing a great job. Later in the day on Sunday, we'll be joined from California. We'll have Dr. Defin Kanyaru. She'll be talking about living a health life during COVID-19. I think she's a young doctor. I think those ones who follow her on Facebook, she's done a tremendous job to the community despite what she does in California. So join us again at that time. And obviously we'll have our brothers and sisters who are serving in the military. We'll work to slot the hours sometime next week. But again, go to our website and there you'll find a lineup for what we have to do. So before you click that button to say goodbye, again, go to facebook.com on KDRTV, like us there, follow us, and give us your comments so that we can improve this broadcast. Also, go to Twitter, on Twitter, follow us as well, and on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe. It's only through subscription that we'll be able to grow and make sure that we pass the message, not the message that affects us in the U.S., but also the message that affects our people back in Kenya. One more time, thank you so much for joining us, Nana, and yourself and the entire Egesa FM, thank you for the good work that you're doing. We'll continue working in partnership with you to make sure that we grow as a community. And also, on behalf of the entire technical crew here, working from behind the scenes, Collins is here, and then also Ben Kibwato, thank you for the good work. For now, thank you so much. Have a good evening, whatever you are, a good day here in the United States, and a good night for those ones watching from Kenya. Thank you, good night.